What is a rare disease? A rare disease is any disease that affects a small percentage of the population. In some parts of the world, the term orphan disease describes a disease whose rarity results in little or no funding or research for treatments, and without financial incentives from governments or other agencies. In the United States, a rare disease is one that fewer than 200,000 people live with. For example, 60 per 100,000 individuals would be considered rare. Around the world, rare diseases are identified and addressed differently. The European Union considers a disease rare if it affects no more than 50 per 100,000 people. To date, approximately 300 million people worldwide live with rare diseases. I remember learning about rare disorders for the first time when I was 9 years old and watching YouTube videos. The first rare disease I recall learning about, fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP for short, was featured on an episode of Today's Health. The video featured a young boy named Joshua Scoble who has FOP. The video was entitled "Boy Fights Disease That Turns Muscle into Bone," and this was when Josh was just 3 years old. At that time, his back was already fused. I then became interested enough to start watching a television show, albeit on YouTube, called Mystery Diagnosis. The show focuses on cases of people who have had medical issues that took an exceptionally long time to diagnose. In the course of trying to find answers to their symptoms, many of the people on the show were eventually diagnosed with a rare disease. One of the more fascinating episodes featured a condition known as Clarkson's disease, or systemic capillary leak syndrome. It involved a fit and healthy 52-year-old American man named Walt Bridegan. Unfortunately, Mr. Bridegan suffered several serious health scares before he was properly diagnosed. I then found out about Prader-Willi syndrome, aka PWS, while watching another episode of Mystery Diagnosis called The Boy Who Couldn't Stop Eating. My fascination grew from there, and rare diseases have become something of an obsession for me ever since. While you may not share my obsession with rare diseases, I think it's important for everyone to know as much as they can about them for several reasons. First, a lot of rare diseases are not common knowledge. As such, it's easy to discount they even exist. After all, if you haven't heard of it, is it a real thing? In my opinion, that's faulty thinking. There are now over 8 billion people in the world. It is impossible to know everything about every group of them. Rare diseases are real. Even if you haven't heard of one particular one, it doesn't make it a reality that some people struggle to live with. Second, learning about rare diseases acts as a means of suspending the judgment of others. It provides a means of stopping our knee-jerk tendency to react negatively to new information. Third, and most importantly of all, you or a person you know may be experiencing symptoms that are troubling, symptoms that have not pointed to a common cause. If so, perhaps learning about rare diseases will give you some insight that could help you in your search for answers. Disclaimer: the videos presented on Rare Disease Roundup are intended for informational and educational purposes. They are not intended to substitute for medical professional advice, diagnosis, and/or treatment. Please consult your medical professional before changing your diet, exercise routine, medical regimen, lifestyle, and/or mental health care. Videos presented on our YouTube channel are not meant as a diagnostic tool. If you or anyone you know is experiencing symptoms similar to those described in our videos, please seek professional medical advice as soon as possible. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the information as we presented here on Rare Disease Roundup. If you do, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if there is a rare disease you'd like to learn more about, please let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time.